Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our new members presentations brought with the BGA, the Blockchain Game Alliance. We are very happy to have you today. The idea is very simple, as usual. It's a new members presentation, which means that we welcome our new members of the BGA to be able to let them the stage to speak about the project they have. And today we are very happy to have Zenotta and the Next War for us to talk about their project. So obviously, it's going to be a very interesting conversation, and I know that a lot of you will be able to ask questions if you have to the audience. So feel free to drop on the chat and make a comment, and I will make sure to address the question to Andrew and Jason afterwards. But just to begin with, I would like to introduce to you the BGA and what we do. So the BGA, the Blockchain Game Alliance, is an organization committed to promoting blockchain within the gaming industry. The goal is really to spread awareness about blockchain technology, and we want to encourage adoption by highlighting their potential to foster new ways to create, to publish, to play, and to build strong community around games. And there is something very important for us, which is we are strong advocates for diversity and more inclusivity of women in the industry. So we have some core activity, obviously, which is providing networking opportunities and research and reporting. Actually, just last week, we made, with the big help of DAP Radar, which is one of our members, a report of Q1 on blockchain gaming. So we also represent blockchain game companies, and we big advocate for blockchain in the game industry. So here are our sponsors, and we are very happy to capitalize on them and to have the chance to do what we do today. And actually, I know that Zenotta that we have here today is one of them. So thank you very much for being here today. And obviously, we have roughly almost 400 members companies in the Blockchain Game Alliance as a member. So thank you very much, guys, for making it possible for us to have this journey all together. What we do is promote blockchain live, as we do with these contents, but the idea is also to organize some blockchain physical meetups with everyone involved and every BGA members. So we do live like that with specific thematics, panel, new members presentations, game demo day, but also a physical meetup when we invite people for having the chance to meet each other. So without any further ado, we didn't have the chance to have Willie today from Equinox, but it's going to be a next time for sure. And I am pleased to let the stage first to Andrew from Zenotta. So Andrew, when you are ready, I know that we have we have a little bit of a delay, but it's going to be fine. If you're ready, you tell me and I will let you the stage.
Thank you, Philip, so much. Thank you for being here. I'm ready when you guys are. So just to introduce a little bit about what we do at Zenotta, I think many of us take it for granted that the blockchain ecosystem represents a solved technology, and it just doesn't. So for example, the reason proof of work, the consensus mechanism behind Bitcoin, is slow and has high latency and low throughput is because it takes time to get consensus when everyone has a voice. And so when we move to proof of stake, where not necessarily everybody gets a voice, it's not 100% obvious that that move is necessarily good or bad. Another painful example of where blockchain technologies do not have a solved solution is when we look at rug pulls in the NFT space. So here, we mustn't confuse data management for data rights management. So the sorts of things that we get very excited about at Zenotta is answering these very deep questions in an attempt to kind of advance in a fundamental way what blockchain was meant to be about and what technologies can be used to solve these sorts of problems. We built our architecture in Rust from the ground up, and we're a brand new layer 1 technology. We've built a non-hash-based file and token handler which allows you to bring in anything from a JPEG to an MP3 natively under blockchain governance, free of rug pulls, defined in our dual double entry ledger. And further than that, we also built a very interesting legal stack to defend the technical offering. So that's all very exciting, and I don't want to focus too much on our tech stack unless in the Q&A people are really excited to find out how our file handler does what it does. I really want to just spend the remainder of my time today to get us all to think about something that will benefit everyone, whether they use the Zenotta toolchain or not. And that is, we have to look at how we move value from the application layer into the protocol layer. And that's really what I just want to focus a little bit on today. There are a lot of blockchain stacks out there. There are a lot of layer one technologies, and they all are built for purpose to solve certain kinds of things. And what I see a lot of frustration in the gaming community around is having to write a lot of that value handling at the application layer, kind of at layer 2 or layer 3, rather than pushing it down into the layer 1. And I'm going to take us through some examples on why it would be a good idea to actually make use of layer 1 protocols, how that can be done, and really sort of focus on that as the single example, and that will hopefully frame a lot of the other things that we do in a very good light. But before we start, guys, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I have a Signal and Telegram. There's email. I will get back to everyone within 24 hours because we really believe in building with the community and not in isolation. So the more we get feedback, the more we connect, the stronger that we are. I would start with maybe a little bit of doom and gloom to say that I feel that the blockchain ecosystem is at a bit of a crossroads. I see a lot of kind of for-profit organizations, not really too focused on what the technology could enable. And what we've come to realize is that blockchain gaming, and I'm not just referring to things like play to earn or Ethereum-based games, I'm talking about the whole blockchain gaming sector, has the potential to really become the flagship to demonstrate what blockchain is all about. The power of blockchain is really to enable collaboration between groups that don't necessarily agree. And so the simple example is if Alice wants to buy some art, and I'm talking about physical world art from Bob, she might make a payment using Bitcoin or Ethereum. And while they disagree on the price behind of art, the artist wants $1 million for his work of art, and Alice would like to get it for free. And so they disagree on the price, but they do agree on the value. And so what blockchain technologies give you is a set of machine-based technologies that can efficiently enable collaboration without the need for trust. And I hear too many people saying that we're building a trust engine. We're not. We're building a trustless engine. This is a way that your machine and my machine can reach agreements on value and price to the benefit of everybody. And if we hit that, we've hit the blockchain holy grail. And I would like to hear more conversation around that. The reason I use art as an example is that it suffers two drawbacks. It has physicality, and that introduces a natural Byzantine fault. How do I know that that art truly does exist at some point in time? How do I get that work of art from you to me? Although the payment using crypto is distributed, the counter movement of that asset is not fully distributed. And the second drawback that real world art suffers from is that it's very difficult to price the asset in an efficient way that we can collaborate with banks or traditional finance. And the reason is you need things like complicated price discovery mechanisms, which makes everything convoluted. But what makes games so fantastic is one of the requirements for an efficient market is the presence of strong competition. And what is gaming but digital competition? And the second is that games inherently securitize assets. If I steal a work of art, I pirate it, or I make an illegal copy, I can enjoy the content in the privacy of my own home. But if I take an illicit game item to a game server, and that game server somehow has the ability to detect the counterfeit, they'll kick me from the server. And so what I get is perfect securitization. So with these preconditions met, we can start to think out very, very cool interactions that demonstrate what a value network can really offer. And so I've put together a bit of a contrived example, and we can spend some of the Q&A, and we can spend the remainder of our time together to think out better examples. But let's take a couple of actors. This would be a game studio, a bank, a gamer, and a blockchain technology provider like Zenotta. And the game mechanic that we're going to sort of arbitrarily construct is a locked box mechanic. And so what this lockbox does, it exists within the game universe for 10,000 interactions, after which it ceases to exist. And gamers that interact with this game with a probability of 1 in 1,000, the box will generate a rare object worth 1 million game coin. And with a probability of 999 per 1,000, it will generate a common artifact. Now, when you try and use pseudo-random number generators to give you these probabilities, we've had pseudo-random number generators or prings around for long periods of time. If you guys use crates or libraries or whatever system you use to churn out a random number, you'll understand that it involves generating a seed and then dropping it into a pring and then picking the first value that comes along. And that works great when there is no real value to an item. But when that item is potentially worth $100,000 that you could loan against as collateral with a bank for fiat, how do the actors in the story start to behave? Well, we see that the gamer will try and hack the pring, right? The pseudo-random number generator. Studios will start to spend more and more time trying to defend and ring-fence the security around that pseudo-random number. Banks will become increasingly more skeptical about this as a mechanism to defend value, and the whole thing falls apart. And as I mentioned earlier, the real strength of a blockchain technology is it solves collaboration. So we're very proud to announce that in collaboration, well, not in collaboration, but drawing on a lot of research done throughout Europe in cryptography, we are able to offer a unicorn. A unicorn is an uncontestable random number. It's a random number that a bank can audit, that a game player can audit, and a game studio can audit. Nobody can maliciously interact or interfere with it. And so by moving your lockbox mechanic to draw from a unicorn seed, we see a change in everyone's behavior. Gamers are cryptographically unable to manipulate it in any particular way. Game studios no longer have to worry about cybersecurity and cryptography and can focus their energy on game design. The gamers get the benefit that the assets they have is now auditably worth something. So if they go to a partner bank and the partner bank understands the technology, they can literally lend fiat against such an item. So for example, in play to earn, imagine if a bank would offer you a mortgage against your first, I'm just going to use Sandbox off the top of my head, for your first Sandbox property in order to buy a second Sandbox property. I mean, we could use Decentraland, or I mean, there's a number of games to pick from. I just personally happen to be a fan of Sandbox for personal reasons. So in this kind of universe, we can see that the layer one blockchain technology handles all of this. It handles standardization, and it frees all the other partners to get back to doing what they do best. My concern is that people will try to build bespoke private blockchains, or they'll try and represent value at the application layer. And that will cause all sorts of lack of communities and groups to extract value, network value from participating with one another. And that's why it's very, very important as game developers to look at how we can move claims and instances of value and claims and instances of legal ownership, et cetera, not into the application layer where it's exposed, but down into the protocol layer where it can be standardized and unified. So to this end, Zenotta.io has gone live today. You guys can go and check it out. You can see some of the research that we do, some of our libraries that are available. Our mainnet is to a large extent live. And what you're going to see over the course of 2022 is the release incrementally of a very broad tool chain. As I mentioned at the beginning, certainly handling data is very different to handling coins. Coins have value simply by circulating, and their number in issuance at any particular point in time is roughly equal, even though there's issuance through block reward. But that's not data. You want to be able to create data today and delete it tomorrow. So imagine if you're using an account-based holding structure or a UTXO-based holding structure. what happens to these data structures in terms of their size, these tables of currently held assets? They tend to bloat or have unstable data trajectories. And so what you want, of course, is blindingly fast response time. You can't live on a 10-minute clock cycle when you're playing an interactive game. It just doesn't work. And so to reaffirm my initial point, I don't think blockchain technologies that we've seen necessarily represent a solved issue. And we at Zenotta have tried our best over long periods of time to do a sterling job at introducing new technological solutions to create an integrated and stable whole. The biggest challenge I sort of think that we face is finding balance. You know, the banking sector, governance sector, they all wear their little hats and believe their point of view is correct. There's a lot of people that just want to build good applications. They have a completely different perspective. And so the challenge that we face in any sort of modern technological offering is finding balance and finding a way to release technologies without climbing over one another. And this is where I think blockchain will not be a hindrance, it will be the solution. So we've come to the Blockchain Game Alliance in the hopes that together we can build out playing fields. So playingfields.com is a placeholder URL at the moment. Please check back at that over the course of 2022. We are in late stage talks with market makers, with banks, with several game studios and gamers to try and create common frameworks. And if you're not prepared to put your head on a block, if you're not prepared to have your technology tested, then I would hesitate at committing to one particular tech. We try to make on-ramping and off-ramping from our technology as liquid and frictionless as possible. We like to bet against ourselves. If our tech is of particular use to the ecosystem, then we're very happy to have provided our technologies and solution space. One of the features that we will be programming into our programming environment during the course of late 2022 is the ability to compile contracts, game mechanics, or just financial instruments in general to your network of choice. If you want to compile it down and run it off our network, that's great. But we will also be supporting Ethereum and Bitcoin because we don't want people to make a choice based on language, which is something that I kind of see. I see some guys, they get into the Solana Think track, or they are Ethereum fanboy, and it takes a lot of time and energy to learn a programming framework or environment. And that kind of sometimes locks you out of options. You might get, I don't know, 3/4 or 4/4 into developing a great game and then realize the pricing has changed on a particular platform, which makes micropayments infeasible. And what you're going to do then? And so we really try to put our money where our mouth is. We're young in terms of going commercial. We've spent many years in ideation and development, really to get our fundamentals solid. So please look out for us on our LinkedIn channels, our Twitter channels. Please go to Zenotta.io for technical reference. Please go to Zenotta.com or Zenotta.xyz if you want to find out more about the business mechanics of everything. And then playingfields.com is the big release coming up. And then lastly, May, our testnet will go live. And that's going to be very exciting. Lots of discussion to be had there. So guys, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew, for that. Actually, I know that it's not a very easy exercise that we have today. The idea is really to welcome new members and try to have 10, 15 minutes to be able to introduce what you do, your activity, and who you are. So it helps a lot the community, BGA members, but also outside to understand better what you do. But obviously, as you just mentioned, the fact that we have a lot of blockchain games have a lot of challenges based on the development of their games, and that the finding balance is a word we heard a lot within the Blockchain Game Alliance. So I'm sure that this discussion will live with other discussions within the BGA members with you, and we'll learn more about what you do. So thanks again, Andrew, and I'm sure we'll be able to tackle that subject more deeply after. So yeah, Jason, I know that a lot of people are waiting for that. I'm seeing the comments actually. If you can introduce yourself and introduce the next war.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Flav. So hi, everybody. My name is Jason, and I am the CMO of The Next World. Hi, all The Next World fans. See you guys commenting. Hi to you guys. Good evening to all the soldiers out there. All right. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. So yeah, are we good?
Yes.
All right. So once again, good evening. So before I start, I would just like to share a thought that what I think about the GameFi industry right now. So I I strongly think that like GameFi was such a big thing. We all know that GameFi is the future trend, you know. So a main problem that I see in the GameFi market right now is that most of the games are actually not fun in the GameFi industry. So that kind of causes a lot of problem in terms of the sustainability of the project, you know. And I'm as a gamer myself, I believe game has to be fun. Although whether it's a traditional game or it's a GameFi, the whole point of playing games is actually to enjoy, relax, have some fun with your friends, or even at a higher level, which means like competition, you know, tournaments, you know, battling for big prize pool. You know, I believe that games, tournaments are a core of the games. So the next war is here to change that. All right. So now what is the next war? So the next war is the first ever high quality battle royale shooting game in the GameFi industry. Now, what I mean by high quality is that our gameplay, I would say, is comparable to big names such as PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile. And our team is actually backed by a team of professionals that's more than 10 years in the gaming industry. So I'm going to introduce our CEO and founder, Mr. Kelvin. He has worked with many big names such as Maple Story, Ran Online, Sudden Attack, etc., etc. And he's also started quite a famous esport team called Flash Wolf Indonesia. He's also the one that started it previously. And then he has more than 10 years in the gaming industry. And then we have our game director, Mr. Jeremy. He is the CEO and founder of MO Box Studio, which is also quite a well-known gaming development studio in Southeast Asia. They have a game that is selling well on Steam right now. It's called Eximus. It's a first-person shooting plus strategy game. And then as for myself, my name is Jason. I am the CMO. Basically, a little bit on my background is that I was a former professional poker player, and also I started in the crypto space in 2017. I started off with Ethereum mining, and I'm also a crypto trader. And my main forte will be in sales and marketing. I used to lead a team of 200 people in a network marketing company. All right. So now the mission and vision of the next war. So as I mentioned earlier about my opinion on the GameFi market right now. So what we really aim to do at the next war here is that we are here to create an ecosystem to let everybody have a chance in earning, and not just that you're a gamer. Whether you're a gamer, you're a streamer, you will have a chance to earn as well. And we aim to host the highest prize pool esport tournament in the GameFi industry. Now, I believe this is a very big vision, or yeah, many people will say that this is overly ambitious. We see that this is a main problem, and we are. I wouldn't say we are the first one that is willing to take this step, but I would say we are the first few ones. You see, so this is what we really aim to do in the market. Now, what are the 5 earning mechanisms that we have? So we have 5 different unique earning mechanisms in our game. So first of all, it's called the shoot to earn. That's pretty standard. That's like play to earn. And then we have something called watch to earn. So our game is we are going to have tournaments. We are going to have live streams within our game. So basically, by watching streams or watching the live tournaments, you'll be able to earn. How? So for example, we are going to have different tasks for watching. So basically, for example, you have completed 50 hours of watching live tournaments plus answering the quiz that pop up during the tournament. So you will have a chance to earn rewards. So that is our watch to earn mechanism. And then thirdly, we have stake to earn. So how the stake to earn works, that's pretty straightforward. By staking our NFTs or staking our tokens, you'll be able to earn. And then fourth, we have bid to earn. So we are going to have NFT auctions, and we are going to have guild war system. So how the matchmaking system works for our guild war is going to through bidding. So basically, by the bid to earn mechanism is that when there's 50%, for example, bidding for a legendary NFT that we just released. So obviously the highest bidder is going to win the bid. So there are remaining 49 bidders. So a few of them will have a chance to win as well. So basically, by bidding, you will have a chance to win, even though you did not win the bid. So this is our bid to earn mechanism. So the whole point of this mechanism is to motivate our users to participate in our bidding. And then we have bet to earn as well. So basically, like I mentioned earlier, we are all about esports. We are all about tournaments. So by supporting the team that you're going to win, by betting on them, you have a chance to earn as well. Right. So next, I would like to elaborate on some milestones about our project. So this month, we actually completed our actual in-game trailer, and we also released our game demo, but it's for internal use first right now. So, and then we also have completed our avatar NFT skin design. And then in next month is where everything gets interesting. We are going to launch our IDO in end of May. And then we are also launching a partnership program for communities, guild platforms, launch pads, any partners that really want to work together with us. We have a special program tailored for you, and we have esport partnership as well. As I mentioned, back to our vision, we aim to become a biggest esport prize pool tournament organizer. So we are going to partner up with several esport communities and teams. And then in June, where TGE is going to take place and listing as well. And then we are going to start our first NFT sales, our Genesis avatar, which is only limited to 1,000 pieces of them. And then we are going to have a mini game. So if you own our Genesis avatar, you will have a chance to play at our mini game, and you will be able to earn from the mini game. So how does the mini game works? It's like it's an idle game whereby you can mix and match a few different NFTs to get the highest return. All right, then we are going to have a land sale as well. So what's the purpose of the land? Is for you to build your guild on our game. So you can either buy and build your own guild on the land, or you can actually rent it off the landlord. And then we will have a esport tournament as well. The registration will start in June. I will elaborate more on the esport tournament later. So in July, we will be hosting the esports tournament in the Southeast Asia region first. And then we are going to have many online and offline community events as our probably in the Southeast Asia market, as most of our fan base right now is from the Southeast Asia. And we are going to do not just online and offline events. We are going to have road shows in malls, promote our game. We are probably going to work with a smartphone company as well to promote our game. To let people try it, as well as our alpha and beta test will also be out in July. So, and also the cinematic trailer, and we will have an upgraded version of mini game in July. So bear in mind, the mini game will be in the web base, okay? And then in August, our guild building system will be launched. We are going to have esports tournament in the Asian and Europe region this time. We're going to have mini game tournaments, and also followed by our weapon NFT sales. And then in Q4, that's where the official game will launch. We'll be on a SAX, and we will have Battle Pass and NFT rentals, which means the scholarship program, all right? We're going to, for the NFT rentals. So now, to elaborate on more on the esports tournament, so what we are doing is that we are going to host a tournament on 3 other different games, which are PUBG Mobile, Free Fire, and also Call of Duty Mobile. So we are partnering with a local esports platform called Matchroom. So they are pretty famous in Southeast Asia market as well. And the whole tournament is going to be 4 weeks. So it's going to be in July. So the main reason of this tournament is that we are here to not just target the GameFi market. We are also here to try to target the global gaming market. So this is the reason why we are hosting our tournaments on these games. So we are here to create marketing awareness, to educate about the cryptocurrency, to educate the global market about GameFi, to educate them about the next war. So the prize pool, we are going to give out $1,000 per game. There will be a total of $3,000, and we are going to give out our tokens and NFTs, and also our NFT whitelist. So we are expecting about 160 teams per game, so a total of about 470, 500 teams. So this is going to attract about 2,000 participants into our esports tournament. So we are going to do it twice, once in Southeast Asia and one in Asia and Europe region. So stay tuned. If you guys are interested, follow us, And yeah, this is the next will be our Genesis Avatars NFT. So these are some of the sample to show you guys. These are which we will be selling them in June. All right. These are some of how the NFT look like. Comment cool if you think it's cool. All right. I think these are very cool, especially this one over here. Yeah. All right. So, and a little bit about our community. All right. So, a few weeks ago, we've actually done a meme contest for our community. So, these are some of the memes that have been created by our community, by our fans. So it's really cool as well. Really, thank you so much, guys, to all our community. Yeah, these are really some great work. So we have about 200,000 followers on across our social media, both online and offline as well. So we have about 40,000 members on our Discord. We have about for 75,000 on our Telegram channel, and we have another 70,000 on our Twitter. So we are really focusing on community building right now. So we are having an airdrop event right now with 19 other different projects. We are giving away 50,000 in prizes. Check that out on our social media as well. So as you all can see, our project is still quite in an early stage. So right now we are actually we are looking for any partners, or if you're interested in our project, whether you're a VC or you're a launch pad or you're a community, whatever that you think that will be a fit to our project, to escalate our project to another level, feel free to contact us. These are our contact details over here. So once again, thank you very much, guys. So if there's any questions, feel free. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, thank you very much, Jason, for the presentation. So obviously, you're seeking for partnership, and I know that you, being a part of the BGA, you will be able to improve awareness about what you do for different partners, form of partnership. And yeah, for me, I want to play the game for sure. But what I really like is the mindset you have to focus on tournaments to play, to develop the games. And we got a lot of panels about eSport 3.0 with some members before. And actually, one of the thing you said about bets on specific things, I love it. So I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of very interesting conversation in the futures with you. So happy to have you. I didn't say hello to Luis, so hi, Luis. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hi, Luis.
How are you?
yeah, I'm
Happy to
good.
have you here today.
Yeah. I've never noticed the background with the PS5 controller. Is it
Oh,
new?
yeah, it's kind of new. That part was
Yeah.
here in this wall, so you couldn't see
Okay.
it. But then
Okay.
I did two little changes in my desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Happy to have you. Thank you, Luis from the BGA team. Thank
happy
you
to
for
be here.
helping me out. I don't know if you notice any question in the chat. I didn't for our two members, but
There
feel free to tell me.
there was one. Let me. It was actually for Andrew.
Okay.
Okay, give me just a second because there were so many comments in the comment
Yeah.
section that it got kind of lost in the.
No problem.
Here it is. I know that you kind of mentioned it already, Andrew. Can Zenotta build on Sandbox? Oh, he got disconnected.
Yeah,
Apparently.
we have some delay with Andrew from the beginning. 10 seconds roughly. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
gonna be able to make it.
Okay.
He's gonna. I think he's
Oh,
connected otherwise. Yeah.
no, there he is.
Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened there. So if you can just
No
repeat that
worries.
question.
Sure, it's on screen. It's Atari Outlaw is asking if the game or your platform will be built on Sandbox. So will it be possible to use Sandbox as well?
Well, I mean, I'm certainly very keen to enter into discussions with Sandbox to see where and if and how we can collaborate. I've got a lot of respect for the team and how they've done their design, but it's early days yet. So my reference to Sandbox is merely one out of admiration. I mean, I've met Sebastian and we've had some good discussions, but that's about as far as any formal collaboration has gone. We are introducing a interchain trade mechanic, a kind of a secondary market for game coins and assets that doesn't require you to formally join an exchange. And so we will be listing a number of assets and tokens that we support. And we hope to integrate Sandbox into that exchange. And that's something that we hope to have up and running. That's our independent project. Again, just to reiterate, no formal collaboration yet, by sort of Q4 this year.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew. And well, more questions are coming. actually. Now that we're opening the questions section, I believe this will be for this will be for Jason, I'm guessing. So can you list 1 to 3 killer features, the best features of this project that makes it ahead of its competitors? What is the competitive advantage of your project? It's kind of let us know what are the best features of the game itself. This is kind of the summary of the question.
All right. So the main game mode we are starting off is gonna be in Battle Royale first. And then in terms of the killer features, I'm sorry, but I cannot really reveal it out right now yet. But
Yeah.
stay tuned to our channel and you will see that coming out as well. So, and one of the main I would say in terms of the competitive advantage of our game is that I would say the main would be our gameplay. And also in the later stage whereby we will have a guild war system whereby it's 30 versus 30. This is where you will incorporate strategy, a lot more strategy in the game as compared to Battle Royale. And you will need to have a land, or it's either you rent a land from the landlord or you buy our land NFT. So I think that is one of the main competitive advantages of our game. And of course, the graphics and the gameplay at itself. And with adding the game, the play to earn concept inside, and also our watch to earn concept, our bid to earn. So these earning mechanisms are also one of the key advantages that I see in our project. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And there's another question for you. Can you tell us what is the future of the game after it has been launched?
All right. Yeah. So basically, the future is, like I mentioned, the first version will be, we are going to have many different game modes. So the first version will be a battle royale, and then we will have search and destroy, PVEs, and also guild war system, death match. These are all in our planning as well. And then eventually we plan to do a PC version as well, but that will be on the later on stage. So we will be focusing on mobile first. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions. There's actually one that just came in. Okay, so there are so many NFT projects right now, and also there are so many P2E games. So how can you assure, or what's the plan to make your game will appeal to lots of gamers?
All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, so basically, based on our presentation, so I can't make sure because nobody can predict the future. But what we can tell you is that what we have. So we have a strong team from the traditional gaming industry. We have Ammo Box Studio. We have Calvin area. We have Jeremy working together. So that's one of the reason. And also, Calvin has many networks out Southeast Asia in the gaming industry as well. So we are in contact with esports platform. So like I mentioned earlier, we are going to host our tournament in July. And one of the main reasons we can do it also is because Calvin is good friends with a esports platform called Matchroom. So they are pretty famous in the Southeast Asia market as well. So these are what we have. We have 200K of communities right now, and we plan to double them next month. And we have a mini game coming out as well. So as you can see from our whole project, we are well thought of, and we are well planned, and we are right now executing it. So we are in the midst of looking for partners to even make it even better. So we are well prepared. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, a question for Andrew just came in, but apparently he's having some internet connection issues and he dropped out. Let's see if he reconnects. Actually, there he is. Just a second. Hello, Andrew. There's a question for you. Something that you didn't explain. How does a blockchain game use Zenotta's playing fields?
Absolutely. That's a very, very good question. So at Zenotta.io, we will demonstrate the simplest way to use your choice of API routes. You can also use our scripting language, and coming out later this year, our compiler, in order to deploy game swaps or to securitize certain assets or make use of the tool chain, which is quite expansive at the simplest level. And then by contacting us at either Zenotta.io or playingfields.com, as we launch and announce our partnerships, with market makers and banks. Anyone who's part of the playing fields network will have access to everybody else. And we ensure that because everyone architects off a common design. So having deployed a game asset using our essentially middleware offering, you are natively de facto supported by all the financial institutions that operate in our network. The other thing that we're very, very big on, and this will become surprisingly more headachy and annoying, is compliance in the regulatory space. If your game goes international, you're going to have problems of dealing with various jurisdictions in terms of gambling, in terms of what qualifies as an asset. And the way that we guarantee light touch governance and regulatory frameworks is by being MiCA compliant. The US regulatory framework is particularly difficult to navigate, but there are certain states, Miami, Austin, Texas, and a few others, Wyoming, that are much more prone to blockchain and have given out their regulatory framework. So by joining playingfields.com, you can choose which jurisdictions that you want to have light touch regulation, if that is something that is applicable to you. Of course, if you have no gambling mechanics and if you don't infringe on any of these security laws, it's not of concern to you. But these are things that you shouldn't have to worry about. So our regulatory frameworks and our integration frameworks give you access to our partner network as well as to light touch regulation.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew. And well, thank you very much, Jason, as well. There are no other questions in the comment section. So I don't know, Flavian, do you have any last question for them or?
No, thank you again, Luis. I would like to thank Andrew and Jason for let us the opportunity to speak about your projects, and thank you everyone for participating. And I will say have a good day and see you in the next. Actually, the next event we will have will be speak. From the CEO of Alien Worlds, that you may know, one of the most famous blockchain games right now. So we will have a speaker from the CEO, and we will have a Q&A just after with the communication manager from Alien World. So don't miss it. And again, Jason, Andrew, Luis, thank you very much, and have a good day.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you on Thursday.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, all right.